At this point, Chuck, I am Milo's lawyer, and I am telling my client to keep his mouth
Yes,
shut.
right. There you go. I
How
like it.
how
Like,
dare you trap him like that? Hello, RailCats fans, and welcome back to 219 Cats Podcast. He's Chuck Plurk. I'm Kyle Svetich, and we have a guest today. We have Milo, the Bat Boy. I
Sup,
I I
everyone?
I, I don't know why he's wearing red, white, and blue. It's July 5th.
yeah,
I don't know why we're celebrating.
that's definitely a crazy outfit you
I
picked
don't know why
on
that
the
would be
podcast,
that would be the
Milo.
thing.
Is
Did
that a tie you have back there?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
did
hi.
what is
It's
this?
a
did
hi. It's
What?
blue.
Yeah.
did
Did you
Um,
did Chuck
did you
coerce
get into
you?
your dad's
It
wardrobe or something?
hmm?
Did you get into your dad's wardrobe or something? You're wearing all these. You got hair all over the place.
Um,
Little disheveled.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
and
Found it.
even the audacity of you two, both you not wearing RailCats hats.
No.
I think this is a conspiracy against me in this podcast. I think Chuck's
No.
telling fibs out there and telling people to dress certain ways to then come on the podcast. So Chuck, that's not very
I,
it's not very
I
kind
don't
of
think
you.
Chuck would do anything like that at all.
I
I mean, I know Chuck pretty well. I don't think he would do
I
that.
I you know what? It was Charles. I got it. It wasn't Chuck, it was
All right. It
Charles.
might
Yeah.
have been Jim.
Jim, okay.
Um,
All right, Jim. So Milo, thanks for joining the podcast today.
yeah,
Um,
no problem.
you
We wanted to have Milo on here to ask. Milo, I think all the three viewers, one of which is related to you, is going to want to know, why are you not going to Lincoln for the All-Star break?
You know, good question. Uh, it's a long drive, and
Long drive. Yeah. I think that your dad would be able to make that long drive though.
he's got to work. He's got to work. He
He's got. I think your dad could take vacation time. I think that it's that important of a game for you to be there.
I agree.
You got to represent all the Bat Boys in the American Association.
Yeah.
The second question that I think that everybody wants to know is, anybody that watches the RailCats broadcast, or I think it might be an American Association thing. It's an American Association thing on Instagram, where they show how the umpires get unlimited baseballs, and they show the Bat Boy coming out there and giving them the baseballs. Did they even ask you if you wanted to be the one that was part of that video?
I didn't even know there was a video, but no, I was
Okay,
not asked, unfortunately.
that's rough. That's rough that they did not
And
talk to one of their top ball boys.
I wonder if
Uh,
was Lincoln in that video?
they probably, it was probably recorded in Lincoln.
Because I mean, it seems like
The
Lincoln just
grass
gets
looked awful.
everything.
The grass looked awful, so I think it was Lincoln.
I mean, they've won what 25, 24 years straight, probably the 25th year straight of their
Losing
fields.
streak of coming in last place, yes.
Well, speaking of last place, Chuck,
I'm ready.
we're not in
What do you
last
got?
place. We're close.
We're not in
We're
last
not. We're
place.
close.
Right.
Rail
We're pretty close.
Railcats had a rough week this week. It went 3-4. Lost
Right.
went 2-2 against Kane County. Lost the first game 3-2. Lost 7-4, 8-6 that Tuesday, Wednesday. Won 7-4. And then Friday, Lincoln comes to town, and I would argue probably the most dominant game the
Yes.
Railcats
Yeah.
have had this season. I would say probably most
The
dominant,
audacity for Lincoln to even show up at that game.
probably in the past 5 years. I mean, really,
Yeah.
this was start to finish probably one of the best games that they had. And
You know what? You know what? Watching that game, I can guarantee they should have just left. We showed them the door. We opened it. We shoved them through. They're not coming back for game 2 or game 3.
But then game 2, they apparently
yeah, so then game 2, they lost 3-2, which was on Saturday. Got rained out
Right.
a little bit. In the 8th, it was tied 2-2, and then it got moved into Sunday, where they ended up losing the game, and then Sunday, the second game, they lost 7-3.
So they did come back.
So apparently Lincoln hired a locksmith to open that door, is what you're saying, Kyle.
Yes,
Yeah, I
that's
would
that's
agree
un-
with that one.
yeah.
Or the RailCats just scored all their runs in the first game and just said, you know what, we got
We're
this. We're
done.
fine. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
So yeah, it's kind of fun. You know, a little fun story. So everyone knows I work at Dick's Sporting Goods, blah blah, all that fun jazz. Anyways, so I'm standing up front and I see this mammoth of a man come walking in the front door, and I said, "Man, I recognize this guy.
Who could it be?
Who could it be? Mammoth of a man. He's got a
Man,
sun cap on, sunglasses. I can't tell. He takes his sunglasses off, goes over to baseball, and I said, "Oh, that is Chris Jacobs."
Chris Jacobs.
So I said, "I gotta scurry myself over there." I said, "So how's it feel to get back in the batter's box after like 7 years?" He turned to me, goes, "It feels good." And he goes, "How do you know?" I said, "You know Chuck, right?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I know Chuck." I said, "We do the podcast together." He goes, "Oh, awesome." Listen, this man talked to me for 20 minutes, and I sat there and I listened. He is probably the most humble, most respectable person that I have met in a very long time. I can see why he is a hitting coach. I can see why he's a coach in general. He understands. I know there's a lot of trials and tribulations with it. He wants to be successful. His timing's not quite there yet, but for him to be 37 and having 7 years off, and being able to take live pitching and be pretty successful, as he hit a home run today,
Yes.
and his family came up, so he got to see, his daughter got to see him hit a home run today, and she's going to remember that. And that was one thing he really talked about with me, was get to maybe not so much prove that he still can do it. It's just that his daughter's going to know who he is and who he was at one point. So I told him at the end of the, I'm not going to spoil everything, but I told him at the end, after our conversation, I said, we're going to get you on, because your story needs to be told. Because you're going to learn a lot from him. And I learned a lot from not just his aspect, but from the player's aspect of it, because right now, he's not only coaching, playing, but then he has to be like a therapist, and he has to work through people. And the big one he talked about was like Kevin Watson Jr. and Colin Summerhill. We see Colin Summerhill turn a corner here recently, and it's the constant, just keep doing what you're doing, work through it, and we'll get you to where you need to go. I think what Chuck, you and I talk about of how to approach the game, he's been preaching that, and now it's just relying on the players, because we talked about it. They have to be. It's not necessarily that we want you to get. Yeah, it'd be nice to have hits all the time, but that's just not going to happen. It's baseball. You fail 70% of the time if you're lucky. It's being tough outs, and that's one thing that he's told himself that he has to do. He may not be always successful at the plate, but he wants to be a tough out, and that's what he's preaching to the players. And in the games, like you see, you win 11 to nothing, and you only struck out twice, and you walked 6 times. Like, that's the recipe for success at that point. And that's what you're just trying to relay to the people. So, Chuck, over the course of the week, is there anything that kind of stuck out to you for the course?
Well, this week had Jeff get ejected for the first time in his RailCats career.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Long, I believe, was the first time he's been ejected in his career over a pitch clock violation, where he said something to the third base umpire, unhappy about the pitch clock violation call. And then the home umpire, who he wasn't talking to, ejected him, which then caused Jeff to come out. I've never seen Jeff unglued. Was watching Andrew Mild talk about it. He had never seen Jeff come unglued like that before. Jeff was obviously angry, and he then got ejected. And so that was very interesting. And then today, the other team got to feel what it's like to have the pitch clock violation, and that manager came out and he got unglued. And I think that somehow we will post, I got video of it. Somehow we will post the video of that umpire being unglued today. or that manager of Lincoln being unglued to the umpire.
Yeah, I will.
Can I?
I'll download
Sorry.
that and I'll send it out for
Yeah.
you. So that way you can post it out. So now Milo, I before I preface this, before I get your opinion on this, I don't. You obviously are working for the RailCats being the Bat Boy. I appreciate you coming on. I do have hesitation over having you on at the moment, just because if things are said, I don't want you to necessarily link to it, and I don't want you're in it with the players. So you may not be in it playing, but you're around them, and I don't want anything that me and Chuck say get passed off to you. So we will get your input, but your input's going to be more positive and polished, which I more appreciate, because you know, anyone that listens to the podcast, you know, we got two negative Nellies on anywhere possible on a podcast together. So I this is a disclaimer necessarily for anyone that's listening, that I do not condone anything that me and Chuck say get back to Milo in any negative manner towards him. Me and Chuck are grown adults. If you have issues, now I may not always be at the games, but we're grown adults.
Never at the games.
Never at the games. You know, it's.
You can reach him by, hey Milo, how do you reach him again? And he responds. Instagram.
Twitter, email, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I don't want anyone.
You shedding the red? What's going on here? You shredding red?
He's matching the rest of the blue that we all have.
Now we're just white and blue.
My basement is usually really cold, but I think the jersey is just enough amount of heat because of the thickness of the material. Where I don't need the jacket necessarily.
Wear a jersey.
Because Chuck decided, hey Milo, just wear a bunch of clothes today.
I do have something red though. I would like to show everyone later.
Ready.
So going on, Milo, give me of your week, and it's not even let's give you a little bit more of a spotlight. Not even just this week. Just give me your experience so far this year and what you've seen.
Well, this year it's more positive. It's more just being more patient. It's more we're seeing the positives coming out of this year, but not, I think, what everyone wants to see. But for me personally, I'm very excited. I'm very happy. This group of guys, they're great. They're amazing. You know, I'm around almost every other team and their group of guys. I think we have the better group of guys. Even I could say the best, just because of the fact that, you know, there's not a lot of, and I don't see a lot. I mean, I'll see a lot, but like, you know, I'm not like around them 24/7. I mean, I am during the games, but when I'm outside of, you know, the game, I'm not really. So, but what I normally see is a great group of guys, more positive, more connected. And that's what you need in a clubhouse that's going to win, you know? Fargo last year, apparently something happened. It was, you know, the clubhouse wasn't as connected. They weren't, you know, there were certain things that were going on, but after they fixed that, they sort of got hot at the end of the year. And I think we already have that connection. Like this clubhouse already has that connection so far, where we could see them. It doesn't even have to be like them getting worse necessarily. They're already a great team, and I think we're going to see some more growth. I think it's too early in the season to say anything right now. I mean, we are almost half done of the season. Sorry, halfway through the season, but you know, it's still like you can pick it up, you know, in 2 series. You have this group of guys that are already connected like that. All you have to do is hit a ball a few times, throw a few strikes, win a few games. Like, this team isn't bad necessarily. They're better than last year for sure. I could say that. But with everyone's worries and, you know, what they see so far in the year, I just said so far twice.
You did. That's the limit of so fars that we allow on the podcast.
Huh?
The amount of time I repeat myself, Chuck, it's fine. He gets unlimited amount
What
of
was
those.
that? What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
So what you're mentioning what people are mentioning negative about the team.
Yeah.
Those
What I'm trying to say is that it's
what
too early to be worried, and I think that we have.
it here's the counterpoint to that real quick though. You look at the standings and we're only 2.5 games out. Obviously, it's still
Yeah.
very close.
Yeah.
We're almost halfway through the season. We're 5 games away from the halfway point, basically.
Yeah.
We know what the team is. There's no hiding it necessarily.
Yes.
What are some things that you have seen from the team that we know what the team necessarily is? It lacks the offense but has the pitching. What are some positives that you've seen, even though things haven't always gone the best? If they continue to do, they'll be successful.
Yeah.
So what are a couple of those things that you've seen that they've done that just may not given the results?
That's a good question. Me personally, I see outs. I see strikeouts. I see flyouts. I see groundouts. I don't see a lot of walks. You get outs, it doesn't matter how you get them, as long as you get them, boom, you're good to go. You get, let's say, 5 runs in a game. As long as you can get 27 outs before giving up those 5 runs, you're good. And that's what they've been doing. They're getting outs every way they can. And I kind of see it like, I know you're supposed to in the game. You always see that, but more so they're making plays. They're no out, first and second, fly ball in the center, second and third with 1 out, strikeout, 2 outs now. Like, you can have guys on base, but they're still getting outs and they're stranding guys on base. And that's for the defense. The offensive side, it got better. I mean, even starting King County series, I mean, it's gotten a lot better. I mean, it was 11-0 for that first game against Lincoln. The King County series, for me personally, was probably one of the most stressful series to watch, just because it felt like every game was close, except, sorry, I usually don't remember what happens. Like, I'll forget, like, the first game we won.
They all run together.
I would agree. Every game was within 3 runs.
Yeah.
With Kane County.
Yeah. Those games were close. They were together, but they still, not every game was a win. And that's what happens in baseball. What was it, the second game or the third game? They're up 6-1, 6-0, I'm pretty sure, and then they ended up losing 7-6. Like, that's just a fluke game. King County's very good. You let them inch closer and closer, they're gonna do it. They got a good team. If you let them get to that point where they're gonna hit the ball and score runs, like, it was 6-0, and I think it was top of the 6th. They scored a run, and then there was only 1 run, and the next inning they did the same thing. And they scored like 2 or 3 in the next inning. Like, they will inch back, and they will inch back if you let them. And that's not sort of a RailCats problem. It's more sort of a, hey, this team's really good. If you're in the Eastern Division, you got to worry about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm surprised King County's in like 3rd place. They're a very great group of guys. They can hit the ball. They can throw strikes. That's a team that I'm not surprised they've won the past 2 championships. But we split the series with them, and then we won the series at King County before.
That's right.
So
Once again, this is 219 Cats. We got Milo in the bomb shelter at his house. Bat Boy for the RailCats.
We're on a podcast, Chuck. We're not on radio. You don't have to keep repeating.
I'm sorry. I was just pointing out that he's in the bomb shelter. For all those new tuning in,
This is live, Chuck.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
This is a TV. This isn't a radio. I
Oh, I tried. I tried.
I
I,
I,
I have a question for Milo.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's in relation to Milo. You're around those guys all the time, and you speak very highly of them. And every once in a while, you have to make the call, man. I want you to put Jeff's hat on, and I want you to tell me, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the ninth inning to win the game, who are you bringing up to bat? Who's going to win that game for you?
I gotta think about this. Hold on.
Come on,
Um,
you should know this. You're around these guys all the time. It should be the top of your head. Boom.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Summerhill.
Summerhill. Okay.
I mean,
That's interesting.
sorry. He's just been knocking the ball. I mean, earlier in the season he was batting below 100, and right now he's got like what 265 BA. Like this kid
Wow.
got really good, and he got hot.
I think
And
it's great that you're calling him a kid, being that you're a kid.
Yeah, that's
well, I mean, he
it's a
just
tough statement. Bold statement there, Cotton.
I mean, he's younger compared to a lot of the other guys in the clubhouse.
Right.
No,
right.
I would agree.
Okay, so then here's the next one. You have to win game 5 of the championship. Who you putting on the mound?
To start,
Yep.
all right. Can I also do a bullpen scenario?
No.
No, just starter.
Starter.
All right. Well, who's already been used?
No. We're taking all of that out of it. Like,
Oh, we're taking everything
who,
out. All right.
Who on game 5?
Yeah.
Who are you giving the ball to?
Let's just say game 1. Let's say game 1 you have to decide you absolutely
Okay,
need
yeah,
to
fine.
win. You're at home. Who's your starter?
I mean, you gotta say Peyton Long.
Peyton Long, right?
He's the ace of the staff. He's got really great stuff. He's just a really good
Have
pitcher.
you been impressed with how good he has been this year?
Definitely. I think he's just really resumed how he was last year. I mean, he was really good last year. He's gotten better this year. Unfortunately, that game, I think it was Saturday, where he got thrown out, which, you know, is unfortunate
They
because
were unearned runs. He went 5.1, 5.1, I think, with 2 unearned runs, something like that.
yeah.
He's got a heck of an ERA. He's killing it. He's killing it.
Yeah.
Who do you have? Guy has to stop the ball. You need him in the lineup. Who you got playing first base?
I know I haven't seen him play there much, but I'd say Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good first baseman. He can stop the ball. He's made great plays this year. And yeah, he's just really great.
Okay. How about right field on the short deck? You need somebody that can lay out, grab that ball, somebody that can play off the wall, maybe even jump over that wall to snag it. Who you got?
For right field, you said?
Right field.
I'd say Colin Summerhill.
Okay. All right.
He's made plays before. He's hit the ball great. I mean, he's a great right fielder. He's also a pretty solid catcher too.
Okay. So you're going into the championship game. You've got a roster of 25 guys. Unfortunately, you've got 26. Who you cutting?
No. See, this is what I talked about at the beginning, Chuck.
Bro.
I cannot have that, because what's going to happen is some random person is going to hear this and they're going to say something and they're like, Milo said you shouldn't be on the team. So no, at this point, Chuck, I am Milo's lawyer, and I'm telling my client to keep his mouth shut.
Right, there you go.
How dare you trap him like that? I'm appalled and disappointed in you.
Unbelievable. How dare I?
So okay. This is where I'm kind of disappointed with the American Association. Right? Typically they're good about like talking about their all-stars and like, hey, next week we're going to release our all-stars and we're just not going to randomly drop them in there and then throw them all over the place, because Chuck, I said that this week we would talk about all-stars. Well, I post the episode and next thing I know at noon is, oh, here's our all-stars. And they don't do it in the way that I think they should have done it. Like they released the starters and then they released everyone else. So we have Elvis Peralta starting, we have Peyton Long going and Jacob Coates going, and we can't forget that Jeff Isom is going as a bench coach as well. So we have 4 people going, and arguably we should have said the Bat Boys should be able to go too, right? I mean,
Exactly.
I think out of every team that's if they have a manager in it, their ball boys should be able to go, free ticket,
And
pay for their dad's
I,
vacation, like they should just be able to go, right?
I asked a question of Anthony the other day. I said, "Are we sending Rusty?" And this might be breaking news. The answer is no. And I asked why. I said they have other mascots at these All-Star games, and he said each time they've decided to have the mascots that it was a last minute decision, and there's no way that they could get them there. So that
Your question should have been like, "Hey, Anthony, you going to the game?" And if he's like, "Yeah," well, bring it
be
with you.
rusty,
Be
be
Rusty.
rusty, right?
I,
That's what I think that's the way that it should go. I know that sometimes they put this on the on the jumbotron at the field for everybody in the world to listen to. I would say that, hey, you guys listening to this, you need to tell Anthony he needs to step up and bring Rusty with him when he goes to these All-Star games.
I mean, I know Brandon's gonna go. You can just have him dress up as Rusty
Brandon,
and just sit right behind home plate the entire time.
if you wanted to have Brandon go, you'd probably have to put him in some stilts. Rusty's a little bit taller than Brandon by about 4 foot.
Okay, and
So just saying. Just saying.
again, Chuck, why you're dissing on these short people here? Okay,
I'm not.
as a short
I'm just
person
saying.
myself,
Rusty
I
is,
find it.
that's what Rascal was for. Rascal was the shorter brother who
Well, he
died.
could that
Wait, he died?
Yeah, Rusty.
he ran away. We don't know what happened to Rat. We don't we don't know.
He
But
got hit by a bus.
so are we all in agreement that the people that are going to the All-Star game, that there's no one in the lineup necessarily that got snubbed from the All-Star game?
Not for ours, but there were people that got snubbed.
Well, I agree that with other teams, but I'm just saying for us, the 3 main players that went, I would agree that.
You know what? I thought that yes. So here's a couple things about the All-Stars, the selection. It's done by the teams or by the head coaches, something to that
Yes.
effect, right? I don't know when it takes place, but the fact that you had, a guy who hasn't been on a roster in a week, tells me that it's been something that's probably a couple weeks earlier. So, just saying that, I I think they need to do a better job, you know.
I should also mention that Corey Howell was the last man in, but I don't know when that's going to go to fruition. But
well,
if
that's why that's already done.
okay, that
Yeah, they kept it out there for all of maybe 24 hours and then it was over with. The guy from Chicago Dogs got Evan or
Ethan Wilder.
Yeah, he got thrown in there. Dylan Thomas leads the league in RBIs and he wasn't on the All-Star team, which is insane to me. He was the last man in and he didn't get picked either. So I don't know how that even comes close to making sense. But hey, it's the cool thing is we get a little bit of a break after 2 hopefully good series, but I have this feeling that this kind of run that we're in right now, they might not be good. We could come back at the other side of the All-Star break, kind of pushing towards that last place spot.
yeah. A couple other things that happened in the course of the week. Cooper Weiss was traded to Chicago for Nick DiCarlo. Uh, Something that I could have seen happening, but we really wouldn't need a right-handed pitcher if we would have just kept Kate Herman, but I'm gonna keep that one to myself. And then Joe Swazi was put on the injured list.
Or Diaz. But anyways,
Huh?
who was what on what?
Oh, and Diaz too. Yes, I agree with the Diaz, but I'm just saying, it's just one of those.
What was the other move?
Uh, on June 24th, Joe Swaz was put on the 7-day injured list.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Yeah, Swazi has
there's
a hamstring thing going on, I guess. He's been there. I think he's feeling pretty good. I believe they said that he's going to be back either the Winnipeg series or he'll be back right after the All-Star break. It's kind of their thinking. Um, Other than that, around the league, I found myself yesterday not at a RailCats game. I found myself at a Joliet Slammers / Evansville Otters game, which brought me a reuniting with a Jackson Valera,
oh nice.
who I didn't tell him that we were coming, and it was pouring down rain when we got there. We got there early, so I went to the box office to get my tickets, which Serta had left me some tickets, so they did not have the pass list yet. And I asked them, when are you getting them? Well, the gates haven't opened yet. I said, I understand that, but I don't want to stand out in the rain. So they gave me my tickets and we stood under the canopy waiting. And I sent a message to Jackson, showed him that I was wearing my Jackson Valera shirt and that we were outside. And he goes, "Are you here?" I said, "Yes." And about 2 minutes later, he comes flying around the corner. Come on, lets us in the gate. And we get to have a nice conversation with him for, I don't know, probably 20 minutes, which was fantastic. Very excited to see how he's doing. I thought for a minute this was going to be his last year. He said no. He is definitely wanting to keep playing, which is fantastic because he is killing it over there in Joliet. So got to see him, got to see LG, got to see Marcos Gonzalez, and got to see, or I should say, the all-star Marcos Gonzalez as he got selected today to the Frontier League starting at third base. And got to see a junior who this is how they play these games. And I just want to say a little bit about Joliet, right? I get there uh, talking to Valera. Then, it's still raining. Talking to Serta, he comes out and we're standing, where everybody's at, talking to him. They come over and they ask me, I feel like I was profiled for this. Okay. I'm not going to hide it. They come over and ask me if I would like to be in the hot dog eating contest. And of course, I am not one to shy away from some free hot dogs. So I am given 45 seconds to eat as many hot dogs as I can. And I take my hot dog eating very seriously. And so was told at the end of the third inning that we would be doing this. So I was excited. The rain delay continued on. Natasha and AJ all had all of their little hot dog things that they had going on and had their cookies and had all of these different fun treats. And I said, no, I am taking my hot dog eating very seriously. I am not going to ruin this physique at the time that it's needed most. And 3.5 hours later, they decided to not have the game. So I went the full 3.5 hours without eating anything. And of course, when they say we're going to postpone the game, they shut off everything that produces food. And so I feel as though I was cheated. Profiled, teased, and then cheated out of my opportunity to eat as many hot dogs as I can in 45 seconds. So, because of this, the next podcast, I will be eating as many hot dogs as I can in 45 seconds.
Okay. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I am
Sorry.
surprised that you went 3.5 hours without eating. That you are
I
here
know.
today telling us
I,
this story because I thought you would have waited nothing.
I'm famished. Definitely famished. Yes, it was. It was.
Mm.
I really. I'm tearing up a little bit here. It was a harrowing experience. I'm I'm surprised that I survived, and you know what? I feel as though I do need to give some credit where credit is due. There were some very nice workers at the McDonald's that was about 40 minutes away from Joliet, by the hotel where the players were staying. And so if it wasn't for the heroes in disguise, if you will, um, and their dedication to helping people like me in my time of need. Um, yes, not all heroes wear capes.
You know, Chuck,
That's true.
Milo,
Right.
you could attest.
Milo's trying to not laugh. He's trying to not laugh.
No, it's okay. You can laugh at him all you want. It's Chuck.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Chuck does this to himself. Okay, this is a Chuck. If Chuck was that self-concerned, he would not mention this on the podcast. He is putting it out here for the world to hear, even if it may be 3 people and one of them may be on the podcast themselves. So we may go down to 2 viewers for
Right,
sure this
right.
week.
I feel as though I need to kind of give them their props though. They may have saved my life.
You know, the weather thing brings up an interesting thing.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
I'm
No,
No,
it's fine.
no, yeah.
The amount of rain that has affected the games this year
Yes,
is surprising.
yes.
I mean, we've already had 2 rainouts, 3 rainouts. One was a doubleheader, ended up being a doubleheader. But then you had the rainout on Saturday, pushed the
Yeah.
game till Sunday. It's just really odd. And it's just a weird because you go.
It's been bothering me because I've been missing out on some good bait. Like, on Friday, LG hit 2 home runs, and then Saturday he does nothing because there's no game, and then today he hits a home run, right? Serta goes out and gets 2 saves today. These guys that I want to see play, I don't get a chance to see them play because, well, the rain. It's very unusual, right? But um, the business aspect of it, where you keep everybody there for 3.5 hours, teasing them that there's going to be a game coming up, and then there's not. I don't know that we need to do that. Uh, I don't know that we need to. Uh, you know, I don't know. It was just rough, especially 4th of July. But they did give us the fireworks.
Oh, well,
But why not just give us the fireworks when you know that there's the rain delay and you're not going to wind up, so give us the fireworks 2 hours earlier. You could have done that, could have had the hot dog eating contest instead of playing trivia the whole 3.5 hours. You could have included us in these things that you really teased us about and lured us in. And, it's just, I'm a little sore about it in case you couldn't tell. I'm definitely going to have to get in touch with my therapist. You laughing at people that have.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It's just
Again, no need to apologize. This is
You're laughing at people that have therapists. That's not. This is mental health month. Every month is mental health month. Come on,
this
you're laughing at us that need help.
it's because it's not that part. That's not the laughing part.
Chuck. You're gonna. I'm just. Chuck. I would be disappointed too if I was signed up for a hot dog eating contest and I trained myself
Right.
for it and for
You
them
were
to cancel it.
pointed out on Father's Day.
You're right. I was very
Yeah.
disappointed out on Father's Day because I was
Yeah.
really expecting my hat, and it was one of the games I was
Right.
able to go to, and
Yeah.
it gets rained out. That was what was it? Friday, I think it was.
It was a Sunday.
No,
It was
no,
a
no.
Sunday. It's a Sunday. Sunday.
I know Father's Day was on a Sunday. That's
Yeah.
it's not what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was saying that this week I think it was Friday that I was one of the games that I with my work schedule changing, I got off work early, but then I saw it was gonna rain, so I'm like, I'm not driving all the way up there for it to rain. And it did rain a little bit, but they got the game through. Now he's just leaving. What is he doing?
Well, I mean, I will say, Kyle, at least you didn't have to go to work that day.
Oh, I went to work.
Oh, you still did?
Yeah, I
Oh.
still had to go to work. And it was really hot this week, so I was
Yeah.
not really in it to go to any game because I don't have a business deal in it like Chuck does, trying to sell his T-shirts, like a
Right,
crackhead on the
right.
side of the street.
Yeah. Just I don't know that crackheads on the side of the street are trying to sell T-shirts.
They might.
I don't think that they are. I
They-
think that they might be asking for money to buy crack, but that's
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
essentially,
sell it.
selling a T-shirt is asking for money.
Right. No, that's not
Well,
it at all.
it's a good T-shirt though, so
It's
It's
very
good.
good quality T-shirt.
Which we should talk about that, Milo. What do you think of the quality of shirts and hoodies that OnDeck Tees provides?
oh, it's great. It's very comfortable. The girlfriend very much approves because my hoodie is not with me right now. So
Okay, good.
yeah, it must be in a good place right now.
I you know what? I find myself trying to not be selfish, but I think that you guys should probably break up and you get another girlfriend, so you have to buy another hoodie.
Yeah.
But to keep me from being conflicted like that, you could just buy another hoodie anyways.
Yeah.
Or Chuck, the good man you are.
Right. Good man I am. I could just let you buy another hoodie anyways.
Here, how about this? Since we're talking about this, and it never seems to come to fruition on my side of things, but we'll do it. So the first person to email podcast at 219cats at 219cats.com that wants a Milo t-shirt or hoodie, email the podcast, and I will personally spend my money on that and send it to that person.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. Milo, it can't be a family member.
Okay.
Oh.
So
That's
there's
fine.
the,
That's fine. That's fine.
That's the kicker. Now,
Hold on.
now
Milo,
it could be
anybody related to you. It can't be anything.
No.
You can't go out there and try to get somebody to buy or to message the thing.
No, listen. It's just a family member. Okay, I'm not saying that if the girlfriend's parents decide to email the podcast or her girlfriend
that's true.
decides.
If the girlfriend's listening, how about this? You cannot ask anybody or tell anybody about it, but if you force the girlfriend to listen to the podcast and you play this and you play this and you play this and you play this over and over again, this part right here, that if they message, you get what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
I will hold true to it. So whoever's the first person to email the podcast, and then I will obviously need shipping address and stuff like that. That's why I want to do the email. I don't want to put it over.
You just they just we'll email them a code.
Okay.
And then they can just go on the website and get that. We will.
I'm paying for it, so I have to pay for it.
You'll pay me for it.
Okay, I'll pay you for it. Okay, yeah, I'll pay for you. I will buy 10 hot dogs and see if you can eat them in 45 seconds. Okay. So we'll work that one out. Does anyone have anything else that they want to discuss for the week we just had?
Oh man, I don't think that anybody wants to discuss the week that we just had, except for people that sell air conditioners. They would probably be the only ones that want to talk about this last week.
Well,
Milo, since you're in your bunker today, any news or anything about your high school just had the roof ripped off of it, right?
Oh yeah.
And you guys were not far from there, right?
Yep.
And any damage to your house? Were you guys able to be safe in the bunker, or?
The basement took some hard hits, but then we got a second sump pump.
You call it the bomb shelter.
Basement.
Okay, basement. All right.
I mean,
So
the basement took some bad hits with the flooding, but that's about it.
yeah. Okay.
But we got that all under control now. We got
Two.
the.
All right.
So it's looking great.
Did you do a GoFundMe or anything like that? No.
No, not really.
Okay. All right.
Just
I just want to say that, when that happened, um, I I decided that I was going to donate, so I shaved my beard, as to be there with you in
thank you.
solidarity.
What
Thank
did
you. I
you
appreciate it.
donate? Just shaving your hair doesn't mean a donation.
Well,
Yes, it does.
Would
What do
you
you think? They
donate the
deserve
hair
lots
to
of
the
love and all
sink?
that stuff. Huh?
What did you like mail that? Like, here, go patch up the holes that you have leaking in your house with the scrabbles of my hair.
No, that's disgusting.
Then what did you donate?
My time.
For what, shaving your face?
Yes.
He's over there and his dad's telling him, get the buckets of water out there, and you're just like, I'm just gonna shave my face.
I was there in solidarity.
Speaking of donations, the RailCats up to 38 home runs, so the
I
still have not yet heard from
hold
County
on.
Met Little League yet.
Can,
So
can I say something about this?
yeah,
We're at 38 home runs.
yes,
All right, we've got 6 more games left. Let's do this. I think we're at 38. You're gonna give $38, right? You said $1 a piece. All right. I'm gonna donate twice that. So
okay,
I'm gonna give $76. However many more home runs that we hit over the next 6 games. But mine, you can do yours also, but mine is going to go to the Venezuela Relief Fund with the Frontier League.
okay, that's a good one. Another note here.
Up to the All-Star.
Okay,
Because I don't know how long they're gonna have that fund open.
here's another fun one to note. Cleburne, home run, a lot of home runs, right? Typically, you want to take a guess of what they're sitting at right now?
No, I'm kidding. It's probably like 20.
28 home runs. I'm actually really shocked by that. I was just looking through and I saw that. I only have 28.
And yet in 4th place.
Home runs doesn't mean everything.
Right. I mean,
Unless you're like country, but
they're finding a
Well,
way. Even like country is not hitting home runs the way that.
well, they have 75,
but they lost like 16-4 to Cleburne today. So
I lose Ryan Hernandez. That's gonna knock that down a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at, once it loads up for me, the standings for the week. Milwaukee is leading the East Division, and then you have Lake Country 2.5 games back behind them. Then Cleburne sitting 4 games behind. Kane County sitting 5. RailCats at 7.5. Chicago sitting at 13. The West, Kansas City Monarchs lead the West. Sioux Falls Canaries are back 2 games. Fargo Moorhead is back 3.5. Lincoln is back 5. Winnipeg is back 5.5. And the Sioux City Explorers is back 6 games. Which, if the RailCats were in the West Division, they would be sitting in a playoff spot right now. But they're sitting in the East, where everyone in a playoff spot has a winning percentage over 500. So that sucks. Looking really quick at the schedule coming up. So we play Lincoln, had the day off on Monday. Then we go all the way to Lincoln to play a doubleheader against Lincoln. So we're playing 4 games against Lincoln in 3 days. And then we traveled to good old the north of the border to Canada against the Winnipeg Goldeyes.
Hey?
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 I guess they don't got maple syrup up there, right, Chuck?
Milo? Hey?
Hey?
Okay.
And then we have the All-Star break in the following week after that. So we'll have a little bit of a lull.
Interesting conversation I had with Anthony about the All-Star break, not having the home run derby on a separate night, not having the infield shenanigans that they had before. all because they believe that it's because it's tied to the MLB network
Yes.
that they
That's
want to
insane.
act it into that period of time and run with it. So interesting thought there.
You know, we didn't talk about this last week, but MLB Network showing the All-Star game. I think it's a brilliant move.
Mm, I
I'm-
agree.
I
Sorry.
mean, I don't like that they're necessarily going to try to cram all of it into one day. I think you keep the home run derby and you keep the skills competition necessarily to the American Association, but you get to at least display the talent of the All Stars and then be well rested. Because, I mean, you're going to get some of these batters that are going to hit, you know, 30, 40 home runs in the matter of 5 minutes, you know,
Right.
over the course of, you know, however long it takes. But then you have to do that in the middle of the day. You have to do skills competitions. Then you got to get mentally prepared for a game. I don't think doing that and I think it's a
I
bad
think
move.
that it's fair that we're talking about the All-Star break when Milo's dad won't take him to the All-Star game.
Mm.
That
No,
Milo's
I was talking about when Gary goes to Lincoln. Talking about this week.
right.
Still,
I'm talking about the All-Star game.
he gets 2 weeks of vacation. He can take you. You can just stay in
Yeah.
Lincoln for 2
You
weeks.
should totally be taking it
Oh,
the whole time.
it's what am I gonna do? What am I gonna?
That's something for you to talk to you with your therapist.
I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone
But,
have any final out or anything before the final out?
you know, I find this as a great time to bring this up in
Okay.
the spirit of the 4th of July
5th of July.
special.
7th July
I
by the time
have-
this comes out.
This
Yeah,
is
like the
it's a
7th or
July right
whatever.
Huh?
No, I have this baseball right here.
You have a
Colored
base-
it. It's an American Association baseball.
Yeah.
Got a flag on it.
Oh, you put a flag on it. Okay.
Yes. I really didn't think of a.
A good way to get rid of that.
Okay, I'll say it this way. This is open to everyone
Everyone.
watching the podcast.
Okay.
So,
All 3 people. 2. You're here.
whoever wins the sweater thing or the shirt,
The shirt.
the
Okay.
giveaway, first one on email.
Yeah.
Also get this ball. And,
the shipping on that is going to be tough.
huh?
The shipping on that is going to be tough.
Well, that's the thing though. I'm gonna hand it directly to them.
You think? What if they email from China?
Well, then
It's gonna be a little difficult. We gotta rethink this, Milo. How about this? Milo is going to the next game that Milo goes to. Milo is going to carry around that ball, and he's going to continue to carry it around if somebody says, "Hey, I watched that podcast and I want that baseball."
does this count or not counting Chuck?
No, Chuck does not. Chuck, I
Chuck
are
does
not
not.
included in that.
I am not going to ask for the baseball.
All right, just wondering because
As is evident with the stacks of baseballs that I have behind over there.
yeah.
That one thing I do not need is a new one. Though I do like the red with the white and the flag on it. They're very creative. Yeah. That is a Milo special. 1 of 1, right? That's what the new kids say. 1 of 1.
Yeah.
A lot of Riz there and not very sus. So all the new kids. Find Milo. He's the bat boy.
All right.
Go ahead and ask him during the game, can I have a ball? There you go. There
Sorry,
it is.
what now?
Huh?
Well, I already have people asking me for baseballs,
Right.
so I have to. Okay. All right. Yeah.
So this would be funny. You're
You
carrying
okay?
you're carrying the baseball around with you,
Right.
and they ask for a ball, and you throw that one specifically to the umpire.
Right.
Well,
Right. Pass the test, boss.
I don't know. I think I got this one as a foul. I think this is a foul ball from that
You
Winnipeg
got a lot
game.
of red on your fingers from holding on to that there.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it was like last year's foul ball or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Is-
it was
I,
used.
I guess I did think of one thing before we get the final out.
Okay.
So
Right.
is this your
What was that?
second full year, Milo, or is it like a year and a half of doing this?
Last year, Cleburne series, the first podcast
Okay.
that I was on, that was the first year. This is the second year. So
Okay. What is something? I guess doing the. What is something? What do you enjoy the most about being the Bat Boy?
well, mainly is being able to be around the guys that a lot of people more necessarily, these guys are, basically like celebrities, so like fans, and they're asking for autographs. I mean, it's great that I'm put in the spot and I'm able to connect with the players as much as I do. Um, it's a gift that I'm very grateful for. If I didn't have this job, um, I I don't think you can convince me if a job that's not connected to baseball or hockey or football, whatever sport, um, you know, isn't gonna be kind of like lived up to. Like it's not gonna like more so as this is probably gonna the greatest job I've ever had
Yeah.
and will have unless I were to like one thing I'm very interested in, and I don't know if anyone who works for the RailCats or anyone else who's watching this, but eventually I am doing this job, but I'm also doing it to show that, hey, once they need, let's say, Brandon goes off to a affiliate ball club, somebody sees that he's doing a great job. Okay, well, they need somebody to fill in for him. I kind of want to follow his footsteps more necessarily, and I want to be able to grow my name and grow myself and try to, get up the ranks. Being a clubby for, anyone would be amazing. And I'm mainly saying once Brandon leaves, if he ever does,
Right.
you know, that would probably be like, this is my dream. Basically, my new dream is to just grow myself and grow my spot and well, not grow. I wouldn't say move up in the ranks, but like basically I don't know. I don't know really what's best to say. What I'm trying to say
No,
is in the
you're that's
future,
Yeah,
exactly it.
it's
You
exactly
want
what you're
to
doing,
move up. Yeah.
and
Nothing
then
yeah,
wrong.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
Yeah.
that is a good philosophy to go by. I mean,
yeah,
realistically, any job you have, at your age,
yes,
you don't matter where you're starting off unless you start your own business. You're basically starting from the bottom, and
yeah.
you got to work your way up. So it's a very good way to, and it keeps yourself motivated. So we're not going to see, Brandon run out and you accidentally just like kind of slip your leg out there to kind of get him out of commission for a while, right? We're not doing any of the dirty work, right? Okay, I'm
Right.
just.
Right.
No, I'm saying like
Um,
once he's long gone, like,
what what I what I think would be a great idea to help you along here, okay, to kind of get your name out there, would be if uh, the 219 Cats podcast could supply you to borrow, right? Some Ray Bans, or not the Ray Bans, those meta goggles, the meta glasses
yeah,
with the camera, right? And what you do during one of your games is you walk
right.
around with a tip jar, and as
Oh,
you're giving the bats or taking the bats and all of that stuff, you just, bring the tip jar with you and shake it with some change and then see who gives you some change. I think you should do that. They'll take the balls out to the umpire, hand him the balls, shake the cup, let him know tips, right? Go back and record that. And I think that that would definitely get your name out there, and I think that would get you to move along some ranks.
I don't think that will be the
Yeah,
case,
no.
Chuck. And one, why are we supplying Meta sunglasses?
I do
So,
like I do like meta classes though. I think I'm gonna save
yeah,
up for one.
so that we could record it, so that we could be there with him in the experience and be able to see him moving up the ladder.
I thought you wanted me to record like me being Bat Boy, like what it looks like.
Now
Kind of,
that
right? But
that
that would
that
be you with the coin, with
I
the
don't know
tip.
why.
No coin, but
Why are we trying to get tips here, Chuck?
yeah.
I think that's the fastest way to get promoted to fan. If I'm being honest.
I,
So
I think that would be absolutely hilarious if you just walk around with the tip jar as the bad boy.
so another
Oh,
question. Your second year into this.
don't steal my ideas. That was
We're
a
not.
Chuck idea. We
Okay.
always say that it's not my idea. You take no, that was a Chuck idea. So if I find that on Instagram or anything like that, I will be contacting my attorney.
Okay. Got
And
it.
as Milo's attorney, he pleads the fifth. Don't say anything. So your second year in, right? You know, your
Yeah.
first year, you're probably learning the ropes really quickly, right? What is something last year that you may have learned to help you better in this year? Like, is there, do you find yourself into more of a routine this year, or was there something that you learned from last year to make improvements for this year?
I would say it's a very great question. One thing I do
Great
that
question. You did
that
that. That was you. That was you, Kyle.
I'll punch you.
one thing I started doing, and this is more so how I work. So the umpires will want water on like the hotter days. They're kind of doing work that they might be thirsty for. So I'll keep their water in the ball bag, and then I carry the ball bag with me. So if they ever need water, I can just take it out, give it to them, put it back in. I stopped doing it though because it started getting the balls a little like the balls would get a little like wet.
Right.
But we're still learning on that one.
Do you think
But
that when you're doing that, instead of putting the water there, that maybe on the tip jar you have an extra thing for a water bottle, right? And you take that out to the umpire, you pull it out, hand him the water bottle with the tip jar, ring a ding ding. He slides in a 20, you come back.
well, not necessarily a tip jar, but um, a good job from the umpire really helps. So I would say that would be like,
Maybe carry around some of those koozies. You could put one of those bottles into a koozie.
yeah, that
Have it
that
in
is
your
a good
bag.
idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Or a tip jar with a koozie attached to it.
honestly, how I do it is I'll get to the stadium at like 3:30. Get ready for batting practice, shag balls in the outfield, come in. Sometimes I'll do the other team, like I'll shag for the other team. Sometimes I won't. It's just my energy overall. If I
Right.
feel like, hey, I'm not even tired, like I could do another round, I'm gonna ask the manager, of course, and then I'm gonna go out there and do another round. You
Have you
know,
thought about, I know this is your second year.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about joining the Bat Boys Union?
Is there actually a union?
Yeah, you could unionize. And I think the first argument you would have is that all the other employees for the RailCats get tips.
Okay, yeah. No, 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 no union, but
Okay. All right. I just wondering after 2 years if maybe you thought about that.
no, my job doesn't need a union.
No. Okay. It
Um,
gets, here's something very hot out there, right? You're having to run back and forth, back and forth. Do you get water?
yes,
You do.
I
Is
do.
it provided by, or do you have to drink it out of the big orange tub?
Well, this week so not counting this week, I would drink out of the tubs, the
Okay,
Gatorade things.
right.
But starting this week, I started bringing my own water bottle,
You had to bring your own
and
water bottle.
I would drink it. And it's funny because it was one of the first hot days. Um, Kate up gives me this like electrolyte packet,
Right.
and I'm like, "What's this?" Like he's telling me how it helps you because I'm running around, obviously, so it helps gain.
He sells it, actually. He sells those.
Hmm?
He sells those. Yeah.
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 So I put them in the water,
Yeah.
and I'll just like have that. And if you like, I'll refill like 3 times a game, and I'll just put some water in it. One time usually I'll just put in because I'm not gonna. That's a lot of. I should still be drinking water, so I'll definitely drink a lot of water.
Right.
It really helps.
Yeah.
They really help.
A-Dubs electrolytes, definitely a good business. And as you see, him giving you that is great, right? And
Yeah.
you could also, with your tip jar, integrate into that.
All right.
All
I
right.
am going to end this before I hear another tip jar comment.
Hey, what was my win out this week?
Chuck, do you have any questions for Milo other than a tip jar
Jar.
about being the Bat Boy?
You know what? I actually feel very proud when I see Milo out there running, when I see him out there doing such a good job. It's I enjoy seeing it, and it's because I see a lot of these kids at these other games, they do it, and I don't think that they do it, they don't realize that it's a big deal. They don't kind of take pride in it, you know. And I think that Milo really does his best, and he takes a lot of pride in the work that he does. And so I feel when I watch him, I feel really proud about that. I just want you to know that.
And I thank you very much for that. But it is true. I do take a lot of pride in my work. I understand that, you know, and I say this for a lot of things I do. Like, you could be like, my work could be seen by anyone. You don't know who's out there who is coming to a baseball game.
There are a
You
lot of
don't,
Bat Boy scouts out there that they
I
look
mean,
for.
not like that, but like, I mean, like, people see my work and see I'm doing a really good job. Like, that could happen one day, you know? So
Good.
going out there every day and making sure I can do the best of my abilities is my main goal, because not only
But
does it help out players, helps out game, and it just helps out how I am overall, you know? People
that's
see me do a good job and they trust me, and they might, you know, see me as a future fit for future roles.
I think the big thing though is that how you do your job now. How old are you?
16.
16. How you do your job now. It's defining who you are. Doesn't matter if anybody's watching, doesn't matter if anybody's paying any attention. How you do your job defines how you are, who you are.
Yeah.
And no benefits or outcomes or anything like that. Just doing the best that you can all the time is the lesson that you'll move on from. And it also, I believe, is the motto of the Bat Boys Union.
Well, not union, but
Okay.
mottos could work. Um,
All right, so we're moving on to the final out. Final out brought to you by OnDeck Tees Sportswear. Sports player wear the gear. Since we have a special guest, Milo, what is your final out for the podcast?
um, just come out as many times as you can. Come watch these games. Come out to the ballpark. It's amazing when people show up. Um, it's a fun time. It's really great. I enjoy, you know, being able to do this. I feel like, you know, if you're not busy, come to a game. And no matter who finds this, no matter who watches this, I mean, you all could already be going to the baseball games, but I'm saying, like, just come out to the games. And also, I have an idea. I know this probably because if it was fits. So this idea probably isn't the best money wise, but here's my thought.
Uh-huh.
What if, for let's say Kane County, Chicago, Milwaukee, we rent a bus and we offer trips to and from, or from to and from let's say the Chicago Dogs. Let's get a bus. Let's have you want to go to the game, RailCats are away, but you want to still come to the games. We should have a bus, and we should be getting like it's kind of like do you guys know what I'm saying? Like get
Yes, you're
Yeah.
you're having like schools do it like a fan bus where they're going
yeah,
to
and
away
then,
games. A lot I know like football they have the
yeah.
bus meet you
I'm surprised
bus
you know
meet
about it, huh?
huh?
I'm surprised you know about that
Why would
Me?
you be
because
surprised at
normally your buses were kind of short.
Who, my buses?
No,
no Milo he was talking to me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
your buses are normal sized, Milo.
There was a point in my life, Chuck, where I did coach football, and I know all about that.
Yeah, I like I like the idea, but I think that that's one of those things where um it would be very hard to
Yeah,
financially make that be okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like
But
if
I know you would show up to just about every game you possibly could. And really, this is just, I guess what we're doing is we're making a ploy to anybody out there that's going to away games. Milo would like to have a ride. That's what it
okay,
comes down to.
I mean, I don't really know. I actually I think the idea is a really good idea. Okay, you
Yeah,
already have Miller Transportation sponsoring it.
right.
All right, you make it again. It would depend on how many people actually go, but you make it like you obviously have to pay for the tickets, but make it $10 for the bus ride because I mean, going anywhere to
Right.
those places, it's gonna be you pay $10. You're probably going to make some of that money back, and it's gonna get fans to go to more games than just
Right.
being at home.
Experience the other locations, and you might even get some kickback from the other teams because they're going to sell more tickets. I mean,
and then sorry.
there's a lot that ties into it. If you can get these fans that just want to go to all these games, give them the ability to do that. But it would have to be the local ones. You're not
Oh
busting.
yeah, no, you're not. Yeah, you're not doing that.
So
But
you're kind of in trouble there, man, because you're still not getting. Even this idea is not getting you to Lincoln.
Sorry, what?
I said even this idea is not getting you to Lincoln.
No. There's nothing to do. Like I don't think there's anything to do in Lincoln. Like,
Link is not gonna like that.
There is a lot to do in Lincoln.
all right, please
Yeah,
tell me because I need to know. Because if I'm
yeah, there's a lot. The I can't remember the name of the Graduate is the name of the hotel the teams stay at. Right around the corner from the Graduate is a great um um oh, those steakhouses where they bring the food around to you, Brazilian steakhouse for like 30 bucks a person, phenomenal food. You're not that far from the Nebraska Cornhuskers football stadium and their gift shop. Tons of places to eat. It's a college town. Tons of places to eat. Tons of things to do. A lot of arcades. A lot of donut shops. I cannot. I'm not doing uh, Lincoln a justice. Doing Lincoln justice by the things that I've left out.
well, that's good because now I know what I would do if I'm going to Lincoln.
If you ever get the chance to talk your dad into it, because he should already be. The car should already be started. Um,
Well,
You should be leaving
I'm
now.
just saying. Right. And I look at it, Milo, this might be your selling point is that, hey, dad, your dad's name is Dave, right?
yeah,
I'd be like, Dave, dad, uh, I'm really trying hard with this job that I have, and I really love this job that I have. And one of the things that Brandon, the guy who I kind of look up to, would do is him and his dad would go on these road trips all the time to all the different games. And I would like to experience that same thing with you, Dad Dave, to
well,
be able to
sorry,
do that. I strongly suggest not calling him Dad Dave though. But that's
yeah,
you can change this up, tweak this up as much as you want. But if you frame it in that kind of a way, I think that if he said no, that's considered neglect.
true. But I'm going to be fair. If we're talking like it's Milwaukee this week, or if they were going to Chicago this week, hands down, we're going.
Right.
And Chuck, I would love to see
Like
you
who's
there. But the
going?
problem
Like you're
is that
going. like we're going, all three of us, like who's when you say we're going,
No, I'm saying like if this were Milwaukee or Chicago, like we would all be going, you know, like we should. But the problem
oh,
is that it's Lincoln. It's an
right.
8-hour drive,
Yeah,
and it's just it's hard, you know.
it is. But your dad is a driving professional,
It's true,
and 8 hours is just like a normal work day.
true. But I
So
mean, we still
I
have
need
what
some
two?
drivers drive for like 12 hours straight.
This is
So
true, but there are still 2 series in Chicago left in August.
right,
So it's
right,
not like if I don't go to Lincoln,
yeah.
I'm just
See,
not gonna
that's
go.
that. I'm. You're a smart kid, and sometimes I think you get distracted. I think that it's not a well, at least I got situation. I think it's an all or nothing situation. You should be saying, listen, Dad, Dave, I would like to do all of this, not pick and choose. Let's just throw everything at the wall. Let's just make it the summer to remember. I'm 16, 2 years, I'm out the door. And you're going to be saying, I wish I would have, right? So let's just throw everything at and make it happen. I think that's the approach that you have to take, Milo.
All right, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, Chuck, what's your final out for this week?
What was my final out last week?
I think it was pierogies.
I don't think
No,
so.
No, that was the week before.
I don't know. Because after the final out last week, I then said, "Oh, this is my final out."
you talked about the TV,
Leg,
the audio of the
couple
TV,
commercials. They keep
commercials.
playing over and over again.
Yes, we did have a long conversation after the podcast about that.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Um, I think that this needs to be my final out. Um, speaking with these players that play in the Frontier League, speaking with former Railcats players, um, I think that uh, independent baseball is on a growth. I think there's a lot of room for growth, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. Uh, and I think that some of the teams are taking advantage of that and are really starting to take care of the players in ways that they haven't necessarily been taken care of before, providing them with things that hadn't been provided to them before. Um, and I don't really have any examples, but I can say that um, I think that the next era of independent baseball, whether that's in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, um, teams are going to fail to get players because of the way that they're treating their players and not giving them the benefits that the other teams are providing. Good food on a regular basis, not just after a game, but anytime they come to the clubhouse, there's food for them and stuff for them to drink at no cost. Um, Having them be able to go up to the concession stand and grab a hot dog or something like that. Um, giving them the ability to do those kind of things, uh, and not sit there and look at everything as a nickel and dime situation. I think is where these players are going to want to play, and I think those small things are the ones that are going to matter most, more than I'm making X number of dollars. And so to me it's going to be very interesting to see where independent baseball goes over the next 3 5 years. That's my take on some conversations I've had with various different players over the past week.
okay. My final out for this week is when is it okay to stop lighting off fireworks after the 4th of July?
Okay.
I think personally, after the 4th, anything like between the 2nd and 4th is okay. Anything after that, it's over. Stop it.
Okay.
I
I agree with
disagree.
you on that, but obviously Milo's going to disagree because
I
he's the guy
disagree.
that's still dressing up in red, white, and blue, and it's already the 5th, right? So, the guy had he had a tie wrapped around his head for a podcast that's going to be available to ones of people, and he's not nervous about that. So, to me personally, I think that if you light off fireworks on a Friday night or a Saturday night, that's fine. 4th of July, but the other times you're just impeding on people's sleep.
And if the RailCats win the Miles Wolf Cup championship.
Okay.
I get this. I'm not saying that you don't always light off fire. That's not what I'm saying. Like special occasions, I get the special. I'm just saying like right now it is 10:30 at night on the 5th, and there's people still lighting off fireworks. Like I have
right outside my window right now lighting off fireworks.
I have animals, and I have a baby trying to sleep, and I have one that had a seizure a handful of years ago because someone decided to light off a mortar really close to my house that caused it. So I think maybe I'm old and cranky. But
you had a dog, an animal that had a seizure?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You made it sound like you had a kid that had a seizure.
No, I said I have a kid who's trying to sleep and a dog that had a seizure due to fireworks.
Oh, I thought it sounded like that, and one that had a seizure, and I was trying to.
I know you probably get a delay and a cutoff because on Zoom it doesn't always the best audio. That's just my thing. Is like
yeah, I have to crank up my audio on my TV to 100.
I want to say something about fireworks. I have been a big proponent of the Steel Yards fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that when I go to other places and I tell the fans, as I tell them, hey, come to Gary, I always say, come on Friday because our fireworks will put your fireworks to shame. Joliet has better fireworks than us. I am shocked to say that, but their fireworks show yesterday was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm shocked. I shocked myself in that realization. So we need to step up.
Well, is it because it was the 4th of July that they just had to make things special? Because like I'm saying the RailCats.
I saw our 3rd of July fireworks. Our 2nd of July fireworks had a debacle where it just wasn't kicking off, and then it kicked off, and it wasn't kicking off, and it kicked off. And that I've seen enough of our fireworks to be able to say that I'll give you a mulligan on that one, right? The 3rd of July, there was a little extra because I feel like they had a lot from the 2nd of July that they didn't light off, but it was good. It's I would say borderline great. But Joliet's was phenomenal.
Well, I'm saying it at more of a consistent level. Like, did you just catch it because they were like, it's the 4th of July, so we just got to make it special, you know? So I you know, consistency is the more important part in my mind.
Yeah, I haven't been able to test that theory.
Okay. Well, next year I need you to get on that.
Huh?
Next year I need you to get on that.
Yeah. Can you tell the other one?
I can tell the other one.
Okay.
Did you just bring her in? I'll tell her.
Who?
Who's the other one you talking about?
I'm talking about Ryan.
Oh, Ryan?
Yeah, have Ryan look into that.
Okay. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, are you looking into that? He had one too many last night. He was celebrating 250th. He's Ryan.
Right.
Okay.
He's still celebrating the 5th of July.
Yeah, he's still celebrating the 5th of July. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the podcast. And thank you, Milo, for spending some quality time with us and jumping onto the podcast. We do appreciate it. Keep doing the great work as the Bat Boy for the RailCats.
Tip jar.
No tip jars.
No.
Don't trip Brandon and kick him out of commission for a while.
No.
We don't want any of that. But we will definitely see you out there, run around, handing the balls to the umpires and getting the bats and all that fun jazz. But that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the podcast. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, rest your day, rest your evening, wherever you watch this. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wrap this one up in green and white.